Hi guys, and here are your handover videos for your Coachman Lusso 1. So we're going to send you a few short videos now, just showing you how to set up your new to you caravan on the outside and on the inside. So starting off at the front, you'll find the location of the A-frame, which has your hitch head and your stabiliser, handbrake, towing electrics and your jockey wheel. Once you've detached your caravan from your car, use the jockey wheel and lower the caravan's A-frame all the way to the bottom in order to activate the EMP auto levelling legs. We'll show you on a separate video how to operate those, but once all the legs are down, you can then safely go into the caravan. On the door side, you've got your external 240 volt socket and your external barbecue point. At the front is your gas locker, so space for two 6 kg gas bottles. We're using our gas bottle and hose for today's demonstration. The regulator is mounted to the bulkhead with the hose screwing onto the top of it, into the threaded piece, with the opposite end into a bottle left-hand thread, remembering to open the bottle for use and closing before you travel. To the left of that, you've got a external storage locker. And then down the offside, firstly you'll find the flue for when using the water heater on gas. You don't need to do anything with that, you leave it as it is. A couple of inlets to show you, so you've got your external shower point and your water inlet just here. This is your water pump, okay, which goes out and in of the socket like so. And at the opposite end of the hose is your water pump. Make sure that is submersed into a full aquaroll. So we're pushing the pump connecting point in and pushing the cap down to lock the pump into position. You've then got your motor mover connection point to the left of there. Battery compartment to the left of that, the leisure battery is housed here. Mains hook up to the left of that. We're using our mains lead for today's demonstration. Your wastewater outlets, which are 28.5mm in diameter, and that's where your wastewater from your shower and sink will come out of. Waste master goes underneath. Above there, you'll find an external locker to get underneath the fixed island bed. And then your cassette toilet area at the rear. So in the top is the flush compartment. It's water in a cap full of pink toilet fluid just up to the curve point. And then underneath is the holding tank, which houses the cassette. To empty this, we lift the orange handle and slide it out the holding tank. Taking it to your nearest waste disposal area on site, you twist your funnel round, unscrew your cap, and to empty it, tilt upwards and press the orange vent button. Swirl the funnel out with a bit of water into your cap, blue or green toilet fluid. Twist back round so it's nice and tight and doesn't leak. And then slide it back into the holding tank until the orange handle goes into position just there. Before you travel, and as part of the winterization process, you've got this black nozzle just here with the cap on the end. It sits in a cradle just on the roof of the holding tank. Take the cap off and any remaining flush water will be drained out of the flush tank. Important to do that for winterization and also before you travel. Okay, so that's the outside setup complete, so we'll now go and do the internal setup. Right then, so we now come on to the internal setup on the caravan, and we're going to start off under the right-hand seat. So firstly, we've got the water heater just here, which is where your water is stored to give you hot water inside the caravan. And we've also got the Elder Flow module just here. Now, the Elder Flow is there to give you continuous hot water throughout the caravan. Now, these both need draining down for winterization. So in your caravan, you have one drain valve here in the corner, and you have two drain valves under there. So 3 drain valves in total. And on the last video, we'll show you how to drain your caravan down fully. But you flick all the 3 valves up to the vertical position and also open up your taps halfway. You've got your motor mover box unit just here. Emergency retraction of the auto leg system, and also the solar panel charger just here, the control module. You've also got your trips and fuses, so trips along the top and fuses underneath. And to get power on inside the caravan, come above the main door to the coachman panel and press the master switch, and that turns on all of the lighting, etc. inside your caravan. Navigating between the menu logos just here, okay. You'll see all the different various options available to you. So obviously power coming through into the caravan, and also the leisure battery charge. Internal caravan temperature. the level of the onboard water tank system, external pump, so currently we are drawing water from the Acaroll into the caravan. But you've also got, if you're pressing the enter button, you've got the internal pump to use the onboard tank. You've got fill tank option, which will fill the onboard tank by pressing the enter button. Okay, and then your settings button here to navigate between all of the icons. And then of course the current time. You've got also an override for all the lighting inside the caravan, but each switch has each light has its own individual switch. Awning light just here, which does the awning light just above the main door. And then you've got your water pump button. So provided that the hose is plugged in or the pump is plugged in on the outside and your drain valves are down, you press your pump button until it says pump on, and you can draw water through into the caravan. And we're going to show you how to do that on the next video, along with your hob grill and oven and your fridge. Okay, so we now come on to the operation of your kitchen appliances. So following off from the last video, we start with the water system. So always starting at the furthest point on the caravan, you're opening up your tap on the hot side, okay? You're allowing the water to come through. Now, if it should cough or splutter at you, don't worry, that's perfectly normal. You want to be seeing water coming out on both sides of the tap, okay? Once you have water coming out on both sides of the tap, work your way forward and come into the kitchen. Firstly, drawing the water out on the hot side and also on the cold side. Once you've got a significant amount of water coming out on both sides of the tap, you know the system is primed and ready for use, and you can operate your hot water on the LV panel. And we'll show you how to do that on the next video. Coming on to your hob grill and oven. So you've got a 3-burner gas hob setup on your caravan. Oh, turn that off. A 3-burner gas hob setup on your caravan with the hot plate. The glass lid needs to be all the way back in order for the hobs to light. So I'm just going to light these all for you now, so you can see them all working. Oh, okay, and all lighting as expected. The hot plate option is on the far left. Down to the oven, down to the grill rather, can't get my words out today. Where you want to be seeing a flame coming out on all the burners with the gap in the middle. Your grill pan and handle are located in the cupboard underneath the oven. And then finally onto said oven, which is this one here. And again, you can see a flame coming out on all of the burners. You've also got the oven light as well, just on the far left here. Okay, so that is your hob grill and oven. We then finally turn our attention to the fridge freezer. Okay, so you have a choice of 3 energy sources on this: the car battery, gas, and 240 volts. You've also got an auto feature as well. To turn the panel on, hold down the on and off button. Okay. And use the mode button to navigate between the icons. I personally would recommend leaving it on the auto and just turn your fridge on and off as and when you need to. Using the thermostat like so, obviously the higher it is, the cooler that the fridge will be. You can manually choose as well, and if you select gas, you'll hear the igniter come on behind the fridge and then a successful ignition. And obviously with your car battery, which is this one here, the fridge must be chilled beforehand. You then plug your car into the 13-pin electrical socket and then turn the fridge on and select car battery. But I'm going to leave it on auto for you so that the fridge will just do its own thing. Once you finish with your holiday, to turn the fridge on and off, just press the on and off button down until it turns off. That then takes us on to your final video, which is the operation of the Aldi Wet Central heating system for your heating and hot water. Okay, so your final video then is the operation of the Aldi Wet Central heating system for your heating and hot water. If you press the on and off button, that will turn the panel on, and then it will take you onto this screen, which shows you a mains plug, showing you that mains is plugged in. Shows you the internal caravan's temperature, and then you've got your 3 icons along the bottom. So to set your heating, you press down on indoor, and using the plus and minuses to navigate between the temperatures. You can go as high as 30 degrees or as low as 5 degrees on these panels. Set it to your desired temperature, so let's take 30 degrees for example. Press the menu button, and then you would select energy source. So you've got 1 kilowatt, 2 kilowatts and 3 kilowatts of mains power, okay? to heat the heating and hot water. You do have also gas, so you can press the gas as a dual fuel, or you can have gas on its own. That is your choice. Pressing the back button each time to come back onto the main menu, okay, like so. So let's put it on electric and gas. Hot water, so hot water on, like so. And you've also got hot water boost as well. So the hot water on only will warm up the heating and hot water simultaneously. The hot water boost will prioritise the hot water over the heating on a 30-minute timer, as you can see, and then turn off and go straight to on once up to temperature, okay? Your light just here turns on the AC light, as you can see, and also the brightness of the light as well. You'll see there's a little circle with 2 arrows in it just there. That is the reservoir pump, or the pump within the reservoir tank circulating or getting ready to circulate the fluid around the caravan. And it just needs to be sitting 3 mil just above the minimum level. Never top it up to max, always just above there, okay? So then you leave the panel to do its thing, but once you're finished with your holiday, just turn your icons to off, okay? And then you can press your on and off button and that will turn the panel off. And that is how we set up your new caravan. So just to show you draining down, turn your pump off, and then it's all the drain valves into the upright position. When you come to leave site, make sure your skylights and windows are all closed, and make sure your caravan is packed down correctly before you travel as well. When you are draining down, make sure your taps are open as well to minimise any airlocks. Guys, thank you very much for choosing Burton Caravan Centre in Burton-on-Trent for your caravan purchase. We hope you find these handover videos helpful and informative. If you have any questions, please do not hesitate to ask me on the day of handover. I look forward to seeing you. Thank you very much. Okay, so we come on to your final video now, which is the operation of the E&P Auto levelling system. So, as we mentioned on the first video, we need to make sure that the jockey wheel is as close to the ground as it can be, so nose weight down. We take your handset, which you'll find in the cradle to the right hand side of the main door, and we press the on and off switch. Now you have manual options for the E&P hydraulic leg system, but we're going to focus on the automatic. So we press the automatic, and you have 2 options at the bottom here. You have the arrows with the legs facing up, and then the arrow facing down, which is the auto. So to put the legs down automatically, we press the one that says auto. The screen will then light up. Now the yellow indicates which leg is being put down. So if we go round to the offside, that is putting down firstly the centre jack to level itself off. And I don't know if you can just see through the spoke there, that is your centre jack now going down to level off the caravan. You'll see there's a little target in the middle with the ball, and that is to do with the levelling system. So now it's going to put down the front legs. So your front legs now going down. Now this process can take about up to a minute. In emergencies, you can also stop the E&P from putting the legs down. As you can see now, the E&P levelling system has got the caravan level. The jockey wheel is off the floor. And it's now putting the near side jack down. The jacks are very handy as well if you do need to put the spare wheel on or anything like that. So those are your centre jacks. Okay. And then hopefully the next one should be the back legs. Nope, still going on the levelling. So front legs are now just going up to level it up again at the front. And now your back legs are coming down. So in a moment, once it's finished, the caravan is now finished. So when the target goes from the middle and it stops bleeping, the system is now finished and you are ready to walk inside the caravan. Now to retract the legs up when you're finished on site, you use the second button on the left. So press that once, and now that will automatically retract all of the legs, so it is safe to travel home. Whilst it is doing that, if we go onto the home, oh, no, we have to let that finish first. So we will retract all the legs, and then we'll show you the manual option as well. So middle jacks and front legs, the back legs are going up. And it'll always finish in the position that you started with the caravan in. So make sure when you do finish, just wind your jocker wheel up so you can get it safely on your tow bar. So we're still going. So this process is normally a little bit quicker than obviously putting the legs down. Okay. Okay, so the system is now complete. So now you are ready to travel with the caravan. We're just going quickly through your manual options. So you can manually put the front legs down yourself, the back legs, and as I mentioned, each jack as well, so you can put a spare wheel on if you need to. On the home button, if you have put a leg down manually, just press the up button and that will retract your legs. And to turn it off, one press of the button at the back and that will turn your screen off. And that fits in the cradle, as mentioned, just there to charge up. And that is how we set up your new caravan, guys. So thank you for choosing Burton Caravan Centre here in Burton-on-Trent for your caravan purchase. We hope you find these handover videos helpful and informative. If you do have any questions, please feel free to drop me a message or ask me on the day of collection. Alternatively, you do have full manuals and book packs within your caravan. Thank you very much. I look forward to seeing you for collection.